Charles Oliveira is walking into an absolute dogfight tomorrow night, and Max Holloway is going to finish him in the fourth round. Welcome to the Fight House Media Digital Desk. UFC 326 is stacked, the BMF title is on the line, and today we are breaking down exactly why the old guard is about to silence the hype trains. Let's get into the main card. First up, kicking off the main card in the middleweight division, RoboCop Gregory Rodrigues takes on the Hulk Brunno Ferreira. This is a fight between two heavy hitters. Rodrigues is an absolute tank with finishing power in both hands and a black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ferreira, meanwhile, burst onto the UFC scene with explosive knockout power. He's a fast starter who looks to finish fights quickly. This is a fascinating matchup of power versus well-roundedness. Ferreira has the initial burst, but can he sustain that pace? Rodrigues has the grappling advantage and more experience in deep waters. I think Rodrigues' overall game will be too much for Ferreira to handle. My prediction, Gregory Rodrigues via third-round stoppage. Next up, we have a lightweight clash between two absolute veterans of the sport, Drew Dober and Michael Johnson. Talk about a fan-friendly fight. Dober is known for his devastating power and durability. He's a perennial contender who's always one shot away from a knockout. On the other side, Johnson, a seasoned vet himself, has incredibly fast hands and phenomenal striking defense. This is a classic striker versus striker battle. Dober will look to close the distance and land that big left hand, while Johnson will use his movement and speed to pick Dober apart from the outside. The key for Johnson is to avoid getting clipped. He's got the technical edge, but Dober's power is always a threat. This one could easily be a fight of the night contender, and I expect it to be an absolute war. My prediction, Drew Dober via second-round TKO. Moving on to the bantamweight division, a true veteran, Rob Font, takes on the rising star, Raul Rosas Jr. This is a classic old guard versus new wave matchup. Font is a top-tier striker with one of the best jabs in the division. He's technically sound and has remarkable distance management. Rosas Jr., the youngest fighter on the roster, is a grappling prodigy with incredible wrestling and submissions. This is a classic striker versus grappler fight. The game plan for Font is clear. Keep it standing and use his jab to control the range. Rosas Jr. will need to secure takedowns early and often. The biggest question mark here is Rosas Jr.'s striking defense against someone as proficient as Font. Can he survive on the feet long enough to get the fight to the ground? It's a huge step up for Rosas Jr., and while I believe in his potential, I think Font's experience in striking will prove to be too much at this stage in their careers. My prediction, Rob Font via unanimous decision. The co-main event of the evening is an intriguing middleweight battle as Caio Borralho faces off against Reinier de Ridder. Borralho has been on an absolute tear in the UFC, showcasing his well-rounded skill set. He's got excellent grappling, ever-improving striking, and incredible fight IQ. De Ridder, a former two-division champion and one championship, is a submission specialist with a lethal ground game. This is a high-level chess match. De Ridder will look to get this fight to the ground and look for a finish, while Borralho will aim to keep it standing and use his dynamic striking. Borralho's takedown defense will be tested like never before. I think Borralho's athleticism and overall mixed martial arts game will be the difference maker. He has more paths to victory. My prediction, Caio Borralho via unanimous decision. Finally, the fight we've all been waiting for, the main event, a rematch at the right time and place in each of their careers, and this time for the BMF title as Max Holloway defends his belt against Charles Oliveira. The first fight between these two legends ended prematurely, so this is the redemption story both men want. Holloway, coming off that incredible performance against Justin Gaethje, is the epitome of a baddest motherfucker. His cardio, volume striking, and legendary chin make him an absolute nightmare for anyone. Oliveira, the Bronx himself, is a submissions master and a former champion who has refined his striking. This is a legacy-defining fight. Holloway will look to implement his relentless pace and pick Oliveira apart with combinations. Oliveira will look to use his improved striking to set up clinches and takedowns. The key for Holloway is to keep the fight at his range and avoid getting entangled with Oliveira. For Oliveira, he needs to find a way to make it a dogfight and test Holloway's grappling. This is truly a clash of titans. I think Holloway's cardio and volume will be the difference. My prediction, Max Holloway via 4th round TKO. Well, there you have it, folks. That's my full breakdown of the UFC 326 main card. It's an incredible lineup, and tomorrow's going to be an unforgettable night of fights. Let me know your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Fight House Media for more fight coverage. Until next time, enjoy the fights, and don't forget to keep those hands up.
What's up, everybody? This is Enson Inoue, and you're listening to the Fight House podcast. Right on.